Okay, here is our early summer tour. We've been on vacation for 3 weeks, and so I've not been able to do updates as I hoped I would when I started this journey. But you know, that's life. So here's an update now. I'm starting in the back corner. So this is a Saskatoon berry bush, I think is what it's called. And it struggles because it's really supposed to be in the shade, and so the berries burn and they're tricky. They're also not that tasty. I planted it on a whim, and it's a lovely green thing to have in the corner, but we don't love the berries actually. The birds enjoy it. Our compost and wood pile back here. The flowers are coming on nicely and filling in. So I left this one open to plant some Jacoby little pumpkins, and I've only had one sprout up. The rest of the green things in there are flowers from last year that have reseeded and are growing, I think, mostly. So I'm going to plant another pumpkin or two in there. We like our Jacoby littles to decorate in the fall, so that's on the agenda for today. And then you can see the other flowers are popping up there. So we'll just take you on a quick walk through. We had bark delivered, and we did it in bags this time. Easier to do, as we don't have a pile of bark just hanging around. So we've emptied most of the bags to this point, and my husband is spreading it right now around the garden, so we might run into him as we walk. So here we've got a bed of bush beans and peppers. The peppers have struggled. I planted them a little early and I did not protect them. They got a little frostbite, but they are coming back. It looks like pretty good now that the weather's warmed up. We've got our strawberries. There are red strawberries in here. The kids' job sometime today is to come out here and pick strawberries. They are doing fantastic. So we have 9 beds of strawberries here. And we can zoom in here to this bed and we can see all these red ones that are hanging out. So excited about that in strawberry season. We've got a lone asparagus here that has survived. I had asparagus in these 2 end beds, and they just have not flourished. Potatoes, these are all popping up, and behind the potatoes is our grapevine that's doing fantastically. We do struggle a little bit with our soil and iron, especially for these grape bushes, so they do tend to yellow a bit. We do have some stuff to add to that to help fix that, but here's some potatoes as well. They're doing great. Another look at the strawberries. I'll try not to make you dizzy. And here, these are our cherry tomatoes, I believe. And all along this back, we've got grape bushes. We have one grapevine that did not survive right here in this area, but the others are doing great. 2 tomatoes here, and we've got some volunteer tomatoes. We'll just let them grow. And I've planted some pumpkins over here that have popped up. These should be the sugar pie pumpkins. And a couple there. And then we have our cherry tree right here behind in that corner. You can see how lovely the bark looks now all spread out. It's beautiful. And then in the bed next to me, some more tomatoes, and I think these are cucumbers in this bed on either side here to grow up the fencing or archways. Okay, I'm now along the street, and we've got our flowers and our sunflowers popping up. We have not replanted sunflowers since the first year we established this, and the birds have done a great job of reseeding our sunflowers every year. So sunflowers along the edge here. There are weeds in between. This is just kind of our border area. And then we have 3 currant bushes here. We have red, white, and blue. And that big bush right there is the blue one. So just so you know, the blue variety, or the black, they're really black, currants grow voraciously. and we cut that down every year and it just booms every year. So 3 currant bushes there, red, white, and black. But red, white, and blue was the idea. Okay, so we'll go back down this aisle, kind of get a perspective here, and we'll move up along the edge. So I did 2 tomatoes in each of these, and then I've planted some various squashes and things. You can see they're starting to come up at the back end along the trellises. We've got the birds enjoying things. And then the same here. I planted beets here in the back of this one. There's a few that are popping up. Looks like they're starting to come up. Some beets there in the back. We've got our trap for our bee swarms there. And then 2 more tomatoes at the end of this bed. Okay, and then we'll go across here so you can get a perspective of where we're at now. We just came across back there. Here in the middle are our pumpkins and lots of weeds. Our plan in the next couple of days is to weed around each of the pumpkin plants, and then we are going to put landscape fabric over this bed and top it with some straw so that we can try to help make it look nice and keep things under control. It just gets weedier every year, and that will help control things. So that's our plan in the next few days for this area. Get that looking better. And here we have garlic along the right hand side there, and then a few tomato plants along the front on the left. The garlic will be ready to harvest in the next couple of weeks. I just cut the scapes off of the garlic a couple of days ago. And then in this bed, we have forever had these potato plants that always grow right here. We pull them up, they continue to come back. I don't know what it is. We planted potatoes in this bed the very first year of the garden, so 5 years ago. And every year since then, we've planted potatoes in most every other bed in this garden, and this is the only one that just keeps coming back. I don't know what's going on. So we'll continue to walk along here. Some more tomatoes. Those are elephant garlic there in the back. And I can't remember what I planted here. Honestly and truly, I don't know. So probably nothing. So it's an empty space. And then we're back here to this corner. This bed has some bush beans in it here in the front and some pole beans. I mostly left this bed empty this year because we had a ton of raspberries growing in it, and we wanted to get a handle on those, and it looks like we mostly have. So I might come back here and just plant something else in that area, maybe some more bean seeds or something to succession sow, so that we don't have it go to waste now that we've got things mostly under control. But those pole beans are coming in good. And then our other bed of peppers, and then behind the peppers there in the back I planted carrots, and those are starting to come up, but they will be hard to see on camera. But that back half of this bed is carrots, and then pole beans on either side, which also have kind of struggled to get started. So let's go up here. We've got the raspberries are in full force, just totally going gangbusters. And then flowers here. I like to grow nasturtiums up here on this arch. I didn't get any planted this year, but some are coming back. So there's a little one popping up there, so we might get a few nasturtiums anyway, which is awesome. And then this is our yellow raspberry bed. And then behind that we have our other cherry bush. This is I think a Juliet or a Romeo. The tag's down here on the bottom. I can look real quick. Yeah, it's a Juliet cherry bush. And I've really liked it. It produces fantastically well. We'll cover it here in the next week so the birds don't enjoy the cherries and we get to enjoy them. So it's about 6 feet tall, 6 to 7 feet tall. And it produces lovely pie cherries. My peas are way late. At this point, hopefully, they come on not in the dead heat of summer, but it looks like they will. I planted them late, and then they had a hard time getting started. But they're back here in the shade, so I'm hoping that will help them do okay. So peas back here. I've got those planted all along the road. I'll show those to you in a minute. And we'll turn around and go back. You can see Eric has been getting this mulch in. It looks really good. All spread out in contrast. There. Okay. Our trees are looking pretty good. We will get a handful of peaches, it looks like, and apples from one tree this year. Unfortunately, the heavy load that we left on them last year, I think, has forced them into alternating years, but we'll see how we can fix that. Honeyberries right here. I did harvest some honeyberries, and oh look, there's a few peeking out there. That's a dried up one there, you can see. A lovely blue berry that birds love. So I was able to find a few of them that they left for me on these bushes, but not a ton. Sorry to make you dizzy. Okay, I'm back at the front arch of the garden. The raspberries on either side, and then our grapes growing on the arch are just looking lovely. And there's our 2 honeyberry bushes right here. And then we'll peek over the honeyberry bush so you can see the bees. This bush is an aronia berry. That's a plum tree in the back right here and right here. Those are both plum trees. I planted can't remember if it was a nectarine or an apricot, but it didn't survive. It didn't come out of its dormancy over there in the corner behind the bees. They're buzzing. That's another honeyberry there next to the bees, and there's another one in that corner. I don't know if you can see it. We've got 6 hives. All are looking healthy and strong and doing well. And we've even, to this back one, had to add even another honey super there. So we've got 2 honey supers on this one. We've got a flow hive on this one, and then 1 honey super here. Those are our 3 established hives. The other 3 are the new hives that we acquired from my brother. There's Eric spreading the mulch. It's looking really good. So we'll come through here and give you the perspective from the true front of things. I love this grape arch. So there's the front of the grapes, raspberries on each side. There's the fruit trees. Eric in the wild. And these are purple raspberries in this bed right here, with some flowers that have reseeded and are growing on this side. Eventually the raspberries will just take over this bed, but we just planted 2 of them here at this end. I think last year, maybe the year before that. It's been a year or 2. So, and another look at the bees. Our esplay trees that are back here, you can't really see with this, but they don't have any fruit on them. I was hoping they would this year, but nope. So that's the garden tour for you.